Thank you so much for helping us to understand some of the important nutrition building blocks there, Danielle. Could you take us through some of the really important daily nutrition guidelines? So, what else do runners need to consider to execute well for their daily nutritional intake so that they can not only support their training, but also their daily lifestyle?
You obviously have to include those main nutrients each day in your daily routine, but the amount of it also differs depending on the training day that you have for the week. So when it comes to your carbohydrates, that alters depending on how much training you're doing for the day and the intensity as well. So for most of you out there training for your half or your full marathon, a 1 to 3 hour day of your moderate training, you should be aiming for 6 to 10 grams per kilogram of carbohydrate, and that's per body weight. So say a 60 kilogram athlete out there, you want to try and aim for 600 grams of carbohydrate for the day. If you're doing, say, a light day of training, so just a recovery run, say half an hour, you can really back it off to 3 to 5 grams per kilogram of body mass for the day. And that's just small amounts of carbohydrate spread through the day. And then we've got in between that a moderate day of training. So say around an hour, your carb intake should really be up around that 5 to 7 grams per kilogram for the day. When it comes to your macros, it's really easy to put all your focus on carbohydrates and forget about that other main macronutrient, your protein. And as an athlete, our requirements are a lot higher because obviously we're putting ourselves under a bit more stress than someone who doesn't get out there and run and isn't focusing on the marathon. So your requirements should be in between 1.3 grams to 1.8 grams per kilogram per day of protein. So a regular non-athletic person should be aiming around that 0.8 to 1 grams per kilogram of protein for the day. So you can really see that increase there to make sure that you're keeping up with that wear and tear and the damage of your muscles. Not only is it our lean muscle mass that we're really trying to repair, it's also our immune function that we're trying to support as well. If your intake falls below that 1.3 grams per kilogram per day, you do put yourself at risk of lengthened recovery time from your training. So you might find it a little bit harder to back up the next day. You might find you're quite sore with DOMs the next day, and you might be quite weak in your muscles. So making sure that you're getting enough protein and spreading it throughout the day